Welcome once again to the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I am your brother, Old God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting beside me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good, Sam? And Viral Hip Hop News. You're in the building another Thursday evening. Oh God, what's good? We got another dope episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Make sure you go up top and hit that like button right now. What's good, man?
Yes. And this episode is brought to you by Darren's Coffee. Jump right into this one. This one is hot off the press, man. Your boy, one of your favorite rappers, you know what I mean? Mac Miller is making headlines, this time for a DUI. So the backstory goes, Mac Miller now is behind bars after a hit and run accident out in San Fernando Valley. Now the police are telling Page Six that the 26-year-old rapper, was driving while intoxicated around 12:50 a.m., where he struck a curb and collided with an electric pole. Now, Miller and two passengers then fled on foot. Now, they're saying he's officially was booked at 3:45 a.m. His bail was $15,000, and he was released this morning, obviously, after he posted that bail. Now, what do you think, man, about Mac Miller accident, man? DUI. I mean, what's going on, man?
Well, first off, we have to highlight it here on Viral Hip Hop News. He is a rapper. This is hip hop. Hey, we're gonna talk about it.
Yes, sir.
I don't know too much about his career. I have followed him a little bit. He's a talented dude. I'm not gonna hate on him. He does his thing out here. He has his fans. He has his lane that he's in, and he's doing his thing relatively quiet. We all know he's with Ariana Grande.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, and that is what it is. But he was caught this morning in a little bit of a situation where he, got caught out there drinking and driving. And we were talking about it in our pre-production meeting before even really knowing about this. It's kind of ironic that we seen this once it came up, because we were kind of in a heavy debate and disagreement about what should happen to a person that maybe if they're caught in a DUI. And you were on the stance of if they didn't hurt anybody, maybe they a slap on the wrist. So we'll let you get to your stance, but I was kind of firmly on the stance of maybe they need to sit their ass in jail for 24 to 48 hours.
You said 10 days for
no, I didn't say 10 days.
Right.
No. 24 to 48 hours. You know what I mean? Just to get their head together. I'm not talking about anything crazy happening, any kind of legal stigma or any kind of penalty on their record, or no situation like that. But sit your ass in jail, really understand what you put yourself in or anybody else in on the road intoxicated. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm holier than thou. I've been behind the wheel intoxicated in my younger days, and thank God I was never put in a situation to put anybody else in a situation where they could have really been hurt, or I could have hurt myself. Right. We are young. We all know that dumb shit happens when we're young. I'm not trying to have anybody's life be taken away. And I mean, but in the sense of just being put in a system because they made a mistake. But that mistake could have cost somebody else their lives, and they need to be kind of slapped on their ass and woke up in some kind of regard.
So you're saying they should be locked up? But if you got caught drunk driving, so you saying that right now, if you had a sip, because when you look at, you could take a shot or two, and that could be considered drunk driving. Yeah. Now I'm not trying to condone drunk driving by any means necessary. So you saying that you leave this house, you drive up the street, right, on a public road, you get pulled over. You saying it's justified for you to be sitting in jail for 48 hours because of that?
No, I'm not.
That's what you just said.
Okay, yeah, you're getting real well. Yeah, I mean, I see that you learn from the greats. You learn from the fucking greats, oh God, and I'm not mad at you. But what I'm sitting here saying is we all know the difference of two shots, and we all know the difference of somebody being pissy drunk out there, swerving in between the lines, running stop signs, doing stupid shit that could potentially harm somebody or someone or themselves. We all know the difference. Now, I know when you have a person out there that has no control, pissy drunk, and they just keep getting away with it, where does it come a point where they have to go, yo, chill the fuck out, sit the fuck down, and wake up? I'm not sitting here saying someone's life has to be taken away because they had a sip or two. Me and you sit back and we're grown men, have a shot, and for whatever reason, the cop decides to pull us over, smells alcohol on our breath, and we blow a 08. Do we deserve to sit in jail? Absolutely not. That's crazy.
Okay,
but the motherfucker sitting there tore up, and you coming home from Thanksgiving dinner or a holiday dinner with your family, you got your whole family in your car, and they swinging because they done drunk too much motherfucking eggnog. They need to sit somewhere and chill.
So now you're agreeing that jail is going to be rehabilitative?
Nigga,
that's what you're saying now?
This
because my thing would be like to go ahead and, okay, you got to sit down, but like they obviously, if this person keeps getting caught, they need some type of help. And then the whole thing goes, why is alcohol even legal? That's a whole nother argument we'll get to another day. But the person needs help. Just like if somebody gets caught with drugs. We were just arguing about this with Meek Mill was just arguing about this. Meek Mill, that's one of his big arguments about, the judicial system and people, being caught with these different substances and continuing to be caught. Most likely a lot of them cats got habits, and they need, rehabilitation. So you know, with the drunk driving. The only reason I was really, you know, again, I don't agree with it, you know, drunk driving, you know, but what I'm saying is like, you know, it should be something, you know, different in place, you know, to try to help the situation rather than jail, because jail just really don't help. And we can see that they still come back and do it. Jail's not doing nothing. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother.
No. We're gonna talk about it real quick because it has to be addressed before I get into my thing. I know historically the relationship between police and us men of being black people. It is what it is. I completely agree with you 1,000% on the front line with everything that we argue about when it comes to the injustices and the wrongful deaths and everything that happens to us as a culture in the hands of police. We can talk about the black and white versus blue discussion, which we're going to talk about a little bit in this podcast. I do believe,
yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So that's another discussion in itself. What I'm sitting here saying is you got people out here that decide to put too much alcohol in their system when it's legal for you. Like you said, we could talk about the legal laws all day. Why it's even legal when it's poison to begin with? Another day for another time. But you got someone that decides that they want to drink too much, doesn't have control. You put them behind the wheel and give them the potential, the bomb to blow up someone's life or their own, their family's life. And what do you see at the end of the day their punishment should be? I'm not sitting here saying jail is the end all be all. We all know that it's not. We all know that there's a lot, tons of innocent black male and females sitting behind bars right now that are innocent. We've seen a situation, I forgot brother's name, but he was sitting in jail for 27 years. He was on camera crying to the jury. Y'all put behind jail bars an innocent man. And he was just acquitted and he got exonerated. He's home now. So it's countless stories like that. He's not the only one. It's millions and millions of stories like that. So I'm not sitting here saying that jail is the end all be all by no stretch. But Mac Miller, for example, why the fuck should he get to sit and just what do you think a just punishment for him is? Because he tore up a telephone pole.
I mean, he got a court date. He got to face the charge.
So what do you think? Court date's June 7th. Let me think. Okay, right. Court date's June 7th in Van Nuys. What do you think the end result for Mac Miller is going to be in this situation?
You're gonna get a couple fines and slap on the wrist.
Justified?
No, it should be a little bit. I mean, again, like I agree with all that. When you talk about, you know, somebody being behind a wheel, you know, you got this 3,000-4,000 pound vehicle, you can really do some damage with that. But you're saying if. Now, if something is done, yeah, but you know, nobody's hurt. You can't be throwing them in jail if nobody's hurt. I don't agree with that. Throwing them in jail if nobody gets hurt. Now, if somebody's hurt, you know, or property or something's damaged, not even property, but really somebody's hurt, then there might be grounds, you know, for somebody to be in prison. But
would A$AP Rocky get a fine? Would Meek Mill get a fine?
I mean, yeah, if you're not, yeah, and most people with DUIs get fines. In certain states, you get like a small jail, maybe it would be 10 days or something like that. That's what usually happens with DUIs.
No, I said 48 hours. You said 10 days. You tripping on me saying 48 hours.
I'm just saying, a lot of states, you look it up, man. A lot of states, you know, if you get a DUI, it's like minimum 10 days. Maybe not right away, but after you like get sentenced, you know, if you get convicted of it, eventually in court, you got to do the 10 days.
So what do you think is more justified? You going into jail, pissy drunk, sitting in there for an extra day to really contemplate what you did? No. Waiting. I'm just saying, let me finish. Okay. Or you sitting there, getting out of jail, chilling, having time. Like, do you have to get reprimanded for it? Like when? Like
right. I mean, you know, first of all, again, man, drinking and driving, I think is one of the worst things that somebody can do. You know what I mean? Because you know how you feel when you're drinking, and I'm sure everybody's probably been behind the wheel when they've been a little bit saucy. And a lot of times you kind of feel like you're invincible. You know what I mean? A lot of times people do speed. More likely I've been in a car with people that probably been drinking, and I've been in the passenger. My friends been out, and I seen how they drive and like a bat out of hell. So yeah, people can get hurt. And I know, you know, close friends of mine's coming up to have like 3 DUIs, and a lot of people, you know, almost went to prison. Not prison, but, you know, they got some serious. Most of all, people, what they complain about is the fines. Like, you know, 10,000, 20,000. You're going to pay into the system, you know, for a DUI. But
well, maybe that is the way to go. Just ripping into their pockets, really digging into their pockets. But is that going to hurt a dude like Mac Miller, who's obviously probably going through something? We all know people in fame, and we all know like the trials and tribulations they go through. This ain't going to be his last time behind the wheel.
He need rehab.
You know what I mean?
Need rehab.
Okay, so are they going to mandate that?
Yeah, I think I think it's been proven in certain cases. Rehab definitely. You know, different programs that they got, you know, definitely help people. You know, get off substance and alcohol. Definitely.
But what are people going to say if Mac Miller got rehab? What's going to be the consensus argument if this brother said, you know what, he's sick. Exactly.
Right.
This kid.
Right.
This kid needs help.
Right.
You just painted my point exactly. This kid needs help. We're gonna put him in rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Would they put the kid Meek Mill in rehab?
Yeah, he did.
They did, or he did, and he got in trouble for it.
Yeah, well, you know, he did talk about a situation, not in the Philly, but when he got moved to Montgomery County, I think they allowed him to detox or something like that. But yeah, I mean, you know, he needs it. Now, I don't know. Now you trying to make the correlation between the inner city and the suburbs, I guess, is what you're saying. You know, if it was a black rapper, let's just put it out there.
I'm not making a correlation. It's there. It's there. It's as you said, Mac Miller's the only thing he's gonna get is some fines. Cool. Is that really gonna stop him from doing it?
No.
Would Meek Mill get fines? And I mean, and a lot of people in the comments are gonna go, but okay, because of his record.
That's one.
Okay, so ASAP Rocky
probably get fines. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Depending on what state, it's a lot of. It's depending on what state.
I'm not gonna argue. I take your word for it. I would hope so.
Probably get fines. You know what I mean? So. Definitely. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sam. Man, we going all the way in today.
Yes.
I want everybody watching real quick. Go ahead and hit the like button for me, and also share this video. Definitely helps get the message out, man. What's going on